So how's it going, everybody? Thanks for tuning in and watching the video here today. You are watching the Tall Tesla Guy. If it's your first time here, we do everything from DIY to tech to reviews, anything lifestyle stuff, and also of course Tesla, which is what we're going to be talking about today. So if you haven't already, think about subscribing. We put videos in once a week at least, if not twice a week, and you can kind of join me on this journey as we jump into the electric evolution. If you are a returning viewer here, thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate you tuning in and checking out the videos, commenting and everything like that. So really appreciate everything, all the feedback you guys are giving and everything that you're putting into it too. So if you have any questions, make sure to throw them down in the comments below. I'm happy to answer them. I'm happy to kind of go over some of the, anything we needed to add to the video, anything like that. So after about almost 2 months, now that's partly our fault, we did push the delivery out a little bit just because of everything that's going on. We're both working from home. We didn't necessarily need the vehicle yet, but every single day seemed to crawl by because we were really, really excited for what's happening today. So we finally got the alert that delivery day was coming. We have a time set up for it. It's supposed to be a touch-free experience, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. And then we are off to pick up our Tesla Model Y long range, brand new today. So let's jump out in the car. We'll head over there and take. So the day's finally here. We are off to get our Tesla. We got the appointment. The announcement came through. Talked to the product specialist yesterday and set up our appointment time. It's at 10 o'clock. So we are on our way to go get it now.
Yay!
We're pretty excited. A gloomy, cloudy day. I was hoping to get some great B-roll footage with some fantastic sun backdrops, but alas, we got clouds again in tropical Ohio. So we'll get some footage of the, or at least we'll talk about the touch-free experience that you have with picking up the Tesla, and then also kind of the inspection and what we find. Hopefully everything's going to be great. He said that they did an inspection there and everything looked good. We'll double check everything, make sure it's good, and then go from there. So we got our appointment on Monday to get the PPF put on and ceramic coating and window tint. So I'm hoping that they don't have to do anything too crazy, otherwise I might mess up that appointment. But nonetheless, I'll let you guys know when we get there and we'll go from there. Okay, so I wanted to kind of touch on a little bit, so I'm going to kind of jump around a little bit in the video just so you can kind of see the experience there, and I'll kind of talk about it a little bit. So the weather was really bad. It was really cloudy outside, and then it really started raining, so I didn't get to do a lot of the footage outside that I wanted to do with the car, but more of that coming down the road. So I wanted to talk about the touch-free experience. When we rolled up to the Tesla dealership, we had an appointment time, so we got out of the car, put our masks on, went inside, kind of told them who we were and the time, and they had it all set up in the calendar and everything like that. So as we were sitting there, they brought the car around and they bring it over and put the license plate on, right? So we had to pay for DMV registration as part of the purchase of the vehicle, which is nice, so I don't have to go to the DMV or anything like that. So they were working on putting the license plate on and doing a quick check over, and then we kind of waited in the showroom. Now there was nobody there. They had 2 product specialists there, one kind of jumping in and out of the building, but it wasn't very busy anyway, so we didn't have to worry about the social distancing or anything like that. My wife and I just kind of stood there and waited. We waited about maybe 10-15 minutes. We could see the car out there, and they did give us kind of updates, offered us water, coffee, whatever we wanted, but they did give us updates to say, oh, it's there, just about ready. And then once they were ready to go, they gave us a little green hat type thing that you can kind of see in the video that I just showed you, and then also kind of some paperwork that we were supposed to be signing, that sort of thing. And we went out there and we did our walkthrough. Now they did offer to show you how to do parts of the car. I know somebody else was buying one near us and they were getting more of a detailed walkthrough. We were familiar with the vehicles anyway, because like I said, we have a friend that has one, so, and I've been watching videos and all that kind of stuff, so I knew how to at least drive and get it home. I knew a lot of it was going to be playing with the screen and messing with the technology a little bit before I understood it, but I knew I could at least safely drive it home, which was fine. So I didn't need them to do the walkthrough, but they did say that they provided it. He also told me that prior to, even way before COVID, way before everything that's going on now, a couple years ago, they used to offer like a, real in-depth training thing, but it took a couple hours and people didn't seem as excited about it as they thought they would. So they kind of moved away from that. which was kind of nice because we bought cars before, and the last thing I want to do after buying the car is sit there with the salesperson and as he shows me how to turn it on and stuff like that. So we were absolutely fine with that part of it. And then we went out there and kind of combed the entire car through, right? So I wanted to check for anything, any defects, any paint issues, any panel gaps, anything like that. Certainly anything wrong on the inside. So real thorough. And the majority of that came from, certainly all the videos you see on YouTube, everything you talk to people about the cars, quality issues, stuff like that. So I combed this over more than I have ever a vehicle that we've bought before, just because we were more concerned about this than anything else. Plus, it's an expensive vehicle, so we wanted to make sure that everything was good to go and that everything was documented too. So anything that we found, like you can see here, we took some pictures of some stuff. Anything that we found, I made sure and get the Tesla dealership in the background. I didn't want them to think that we drove away and then got some paint chips in or something like that. I didn't want to have to, if they came back, which they didn't, but if they came back with anything like that, I wanted to make sure everything was documented and stuff like that. So with that, I'm going to show you the video of us kind of walking through it and kind of looking through everything so you can see what we did and what we did find and a couple things like that.
It's looking pretty good. There she is right there. The hood alignment looks fantastic. That's something that we were looking for before. I don't see any bumpers, scrapes. I don't see any panel gaps. There's no scratches on it. That's from the car next to me. Is that a scratch?
No, it's just like sticker
stuff. Everything looks pretty good. Some sticker residue. It's off a little bit right there. Seal. Door alignment's off down there.
So as you can see there, we did find a couple of minor things, right? So some of the stuff that we noticed a couple of little paint blemishes, which in reality, when you're combing the car over, you don't really see them. And I only know where they are because I found them when we were there. And I could probably point them out later on, but really it's not something anybody's gonna see. It's certainly not something that's gonna bother me. We're also going to be wrapping the front of the car and get ceramic coating on it anyway, so I'm not worried about that kind of stuff. We found two minor little paint chips near the hood area, but again, like I said, we're going to be wrapping it, so it's not something that's going to be bothering me. And then the doors were off slightly. It's really hard to tell in the picture, but of the 4 doors, one of them is perfectly flush with the plastic trim in the bottom. The second one, being the passenger side, is off just a smidge, but nothing. It's probably within spec. And the 2 back doors, it seems like they were set in so they closed too much. So it's just off a little bit. Enough that it made me want to call and schedule a service appointment. Now they're going to come out to our house. It's set up for next week, so they're going to come out and fix it in the driveway, which is nice. We don't have to go down there. I don't have to worry about there's also a little bit of grease on the inside. It looks like when they put the trim on, and I've seen that in other videos too. It's not something that bothered us to, certainly not to the point where we refused delivery, but it is something that we noticed. And I know that grease is hard to get off, so I want them to clean it. So we noted that as well. That part of the experience, I'll talk about it once they come and go, but the setup of it was very seamless. It's all through the Tesla app. You import your pictures through the Tesla app, and then you pick a date, and everything is scheduled. There's confirmation emails or texts anyway in between it, which is nice. And then it's good to go. So you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But all in all, the experience was great. From the touch-free, once we got there, not having to deal with people or anything like that, or worry about that kind of stuff. We wore a mask anyway, like you see in the video, but kind of in and out. We were there maybe 30 minutes total. And part of that is because we spent a little bit more time, like I said, walking around the car and checking and really combing everything over, making sure everything was good to go and all that kind of stuff. I was pretty nervous coming in just because of those videos that you watch and not knowing what to expect, but it went great. We were pretty excited about it. It would have taken a lot for us to refuse delivery because I knew that they would have fixed anything that was wrong with it, but we didn't even have to deal with it. And the little issues that I did find in that they are going to fix them, it's not something, even if they said we're not going to fix them, it's within spec, it's not something that would be bothering me moving forward or anything like that. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to be an issue down the road. That's why I kind of scheduled that part of it. So you know, all in all, it was a great experience from beginning to end, and I would definitely recommend or do it again, I guess, if the situation did come back. So the quality issues, to say, you know, I can't say for everybody. I mean, you still see videos where people say that they are having issues with quality and stuff like that, but I'd say they've gone way beyond some of the problems they were having a couple years ago with the Model 3 when that launched, and then in addition to that, the Model Y when this launched back in the spring. So whatever they're doing at their plant to fix some of this stuff, I think it's working, at least in my situation anyway. So, I mean, definitely keep an eye on that if you are looking for a delivery or getting it set up. But other than that, the overall experience is great. So next step now, in fact, it's going to park in our garage, and we're not really going to drive it because we're afraid of getting any sort of you know, damage to the vehicle before we get the paint protection film and the ceramic coating on it, and also going to be tinting the windows. So that's coming up next. We're bringing it down to the shop to get that taken care of. It takes about a week, and as soon as we get that, I'll show some videos so you can see kind of before and after, and we'll go from there. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button if you kind of enjoyed watching the video, if you made it this far in it. If you haven't, you know, think about subscribing. Like I said, we post videos weekly, that sort of thing. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch this. If you have any questions, throw them right down in the comments there, and hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe out there.